Hi everybody. I'm going to show you how Cuisine works. Cuisine is a mini game event that it usually is associated with Power Growth Rush in the Game of Sultans. Most of it's pretty straightforward, so I'm just going to run through it really quick if it's your first time doing it, so you kind of know what to expect. We'll start in the audience hall. I'm going to tap here, and there's two things that you're going to be gathering in Cuisine. One's going to be vegetables, which is over here in the audience hall, and then we're also going to be trapping animals. And so the screen looks pretty similar. You have the same choices. You can either choose to gather normal ingredients or you can do advanced. Normal ingredients takes longer. It's quite a bit slower, but will get you more points in the long term than if you do all advanced. But if you do all advanced, after you do 3, you can do this gather all option, and then you just get you can just get all of your gathering out of the way. So the advanced is really nice if you just don't want to spend like 3 hours doing this. So you can sort of see how the vegetable gathering works there. I was just swiping back and forth to flip what side the villagers were on so that they would go into the right basket. And then here I have my rewards. These rewards are fantastic. That's why I often do the normal gathering, because you get more of these totally bomb score rewards. Every once in a while, you'll even get an almighty badge, which is super cool. All right, and then we come over into the farm, and it looks pretty much the same. Here I'm just moving the traps around so that they hit the red boxes that are being lit up. There's different shapes for each of the animals. I'm hoping that we get to see all 3 here, but no, we are not. We're getting all L shapes because that's the sheep. Oh my gosh, the cattle come out in squares and the chickens come out in a straight line. The chickens are really annoying because you only have 3 squares and they come out faster. So avoid the chickens. Each day of the event, there'll be a different, there's 3 total ingredients of each side, or of each type of vegetables and animals that you can get. So here we have chickens, lamb, and cows. And then over in the audience hall with the veggies, we have peppers, tomatoes, and onions. Now this is the last day that I'm filming this so that we have all 3 options. The first 2 days, only 2 of these 3 options are available. So when you do all of your cooking, you might want to spread it out. You might want to do it all in one day. I like doing it all on day 2 because that's the day that no chickens are. And I hate the chickens, but really it's just whatever works for you. If you're doing all of your gathering now when you have all 3 ingredients, that makes it a little bit harder to trade. So I'm going to show you the next part of this, which is after you've gathered the ingredients, you need to go into the marketplace and you need to start trading with other players so that you can get the ingredients that you want. Because at the end of this, you only want to have 1 type of vegetable and 1 type of animal. I'll get to that in a moment as to why, but I'll just go through the mechanics of how you do the marketplace. So here, let's say that I wanted to swap with Bridget, so I'll do that. And then there's just a little slider here that I can choose how many things that I want to swap for. It can be a little bit confusing as to like what you're actually doing and like what you're actually swapping for, because the wording is really confusing, but you just want to know the thing that's on the left side here, that's what you're going to get, and the things on the right side is what you're giving away. And you can see down here at the bottom, it'll gray it out if you have nothing to swap. And then when you're in the warehouse, here, let's say I wanted to get rid of my sheep. Here I would say swap, and then let's say I want chickens, and then I can do this slider. Now, because I only have 24 of these, I can only send it to friends. You have to have 50 of a given ingredient to put it up on the marketplace right here. So usually I do all of my gathering before I do my trading so that I can just dump everything out in the marketplace all at once and I can get over that 50 threshold. So once you have gathered and traded, the next thing that you need to do is go into the kitchen and cook. First, you need to select which dish that you're going to do. So you can see here, this is what it looks like. Now, the important thing here is that once you pick a dish, that's the only dish that you get to cook for the day. So that's why you want to end up with just one, just one ingredient for each, for the animals and the vegetables, because you can't mix and match. You need it to all be the same thing. Let's say I'm going to check this out. I'm looking to see, like, in the marketplace, what people seem to have a lot of extra of, which seems to be a lot of tomatoes. So I'm going to say, let's say tomatoes and cows. Let's do that. Usually I would wait until the end, but I want to show you this, so I'm going to take a leap of faith here. So I'm looking for this one that'll have both cows and tomatoes. But nope, let's do lamb and tomatoes instead so that I can actually show you how this works. Okay, so we go there, select it, and now I want to make a dish. So I select the two ingredients that I want. There's a slider. I can only make one dish, but I'm going to say that. And now it's done. So here I have a mix of both rare ingredients and normal ingredients. The rare ones are the ones that have the sort of like orangey reddish background. The takeaway is that the dishes that you make are more valuable when you make them with rare ingredients. So you will generate more eating attempts, and people who eat your dishes will get a higher score. But if you gather up with using the normal mode, you'll have more of these normal ingredients, and so you'll end up with a mix of normal and rare. So again, there's some strategy in there as to like how to maximize your score that I won't get into because this is just about the mechanics. But that's something to investigate as to how you want to cook your dishes and how you want to eat your dishes. Then the other two things to know are in the dinner party, which is not open yet. That's where you will use all of your eating attempts and eat other people's dishes or your own dishes. The important thing to know there is that you're looking for rare dishes. Those will get you the most points. Those are the ones that you're aiming for. On the last day, any extra ingredients that you have can all go into that stew pot, which is just sort of a communal space to dump your leftovers, and you'll get some prizes out of that. Just make sure that you're checking in and picking those up all before reset, because they don't go into your mailbox, they vanish. And then the other thing to point out with the rankings is there's two rankings here. One is score, which is based on the amount of ingredients that you gather. And then the other one is popularity, which is based on your popularity score, which is a mix of the ingredients that you've gathered, the dishes that you make, and then the other people eating your dishes. And you eating other people's dishes. The popularity score is often the most important one because you'll see here you get a whole bunch of legend shards. The legend shards are what people are usually competing for in cuisine. Then in the token store is great. You can get almighty badges. That's usually what I prefer to get. They also have some great keys, music and reading keys that you can get, or charm if that's what you're into. So I think that is a pretty complete rundown of how cuisine works. Hopefully that was helpful, and I will talk to you all